Hey everybody, Sean Keating here. I want to welcome you to the Dental Up podcast show by Keating Dental Arts. Today we have a longtime dental partner who's been with KDA for over 10 years. He owns two practices, one in Great Bend, Kansas, which is about a town of 15,000 people, and another one in Elkhart, Kansas, that's only 2,000 people. We will be discussing how to have a dental practice that thrives in a small community. We'd like to welcome Dr. David Hart.
Hey, fantastic. Thanks for having me on, Keats.
Yeah, you got some awesome teams there, huh? So a little bit of baseball now and then, or no? Just mostly the football guy, huh?
About 2 weeks ago, went out to one of the Royals games.
Oh, no kidding.
So it's pretty easy. I have a second practice that I fly to. And so taking my plane, just hop in the plane and fly out to the Royals game and go to the game and come home in a day, and no big deal.
That's so crazy. That's awesome, dude. I would like to do that with the airplane. I know you own a plane and all that. I was going to talk to you about that. That's got to be ballsy, dude, to get up there. I mean, you got to be pretty straight mind, and you can't be tossing it back at the pub and saying, well, I got to drive. Not drive home. I got to fly home. But how'd you get into the air thing? We get in planes and stuff. You've been doing that since you were younger, and then you decided to buy a plane. Tell me a little bit about that.
Hey, I've always wanted to fly. My father always wanted to fly. Unfortunately, he passed away about 11 years ago, and he never got the opportunity.
Sorry about that.
So once I got my dental practice under control, and that was kind of everything was on cruise control, and I didn't have to put as much time into studying and learning for the dentistry side of things, I got to apply my mind to something else, and I picked learning to fly. And so for the last 2.5 years or so, just kind of studied, and maybe 2 years ago I got my private license and my instrument rating, and so it's been a real blast getting to use my mind for something other than dentistry.
Well, you're a sharp dude, that's for sure. And man, you got to be sharp to fly those planes, especially if is it like instruments? You get certified in instruments where kind of like, remember the Kennedy kid, when it got all foggy out there by Nantucket. And, man, that scared the heck out of me. Like, even when I'm in a car or on my boat, and thank God I got a captain to run that thing, because you can't see 10 feet in front of you, and I'm just scared shitless. I'm like, dude, I can't even look out there because I think I'm going to hit something. But you got to do all your radar or all your instruments. How's that work? Do you know how to read those instruments pretty good, too, or how's that work out?
Yeah, the hardest thing with flying is you just have to learn to trust the instruments.
Yeah.
And I think that sounds easy, but it's very hard to shut off what your body is telling you and just believe what your eyes and your instruments are telling you. If you trust your body or your ear, it's very easy to become disoriented, and then that's where pilots get in trouble.
Really? Now, what kind of plane? You got a double winger thing, or double propeller, or a single propeller up front? What kind of plane you rolling in?
Single prop. It's a Cirrus SR-22, which is most famously known for the plane with a parachute.
Oh, those are killer, dude. That's the one I would want to be in. I mean, I've heard about those and seen those, and what a genius thing to do that, just in case, something goes awry, we got a freaking parachute, man. Oh, dude, no wonder you got a good one. I mean, that's sweet. All right, dude. Well, hey, let's dental up a little bit. I thank you so much for coming on board today, Dr. Hart. We've been doing a lot of great work. You're a real good practitioner, and, I really appreciate everything. But so how long have you been in? About 10, 11 years now, huh?
Right. Yeah, I think starting year 12 here. I think I started with you guys getting a little over 10 years ago. Hey, I started with some of the labs that the doc I purchased from had used, and I wasn't happy with what I was getting back from them, and so I reached out to my resource where I learn everything, and that's Dental Town, and
cool.
Read about this amazing lab out in California, Keating Dental Arts, and started doing a couple cases with y'all, and things were coming back great, and it's just been a bunch of history we've made.
Oh, dude, that is so cool, man. Yeah, I had Howard Fran on here last week, man, and he's a trip, man. But so what about on your practice, man? Do you have more than one? Or are you going to think about getting another location? Tell me a little bit about your practice, and tell me a little bit about Great Bend. It sounds like a neat little, kind of like a Mayberry RFD taste, or not like that, or who knows? I'm not sure, but I'm sure it's a pretty cool little place.
Yeah, so main practice in Great Bend, about let's see, 18 months ago, I purchased a second practice out in a very small town, Elkhart, Kansas.
No kidding.
Population maybe a little under 2,000.
Oh, you're kidding. That's really small. Gosh.
It's on the border, the very southwest corner of Kansas. So the border of Oklahoma runs through town, and it's about 5 miles from Colorado.
No kidding.
But out there, I'm the only dentist in the county. Only dentist in the county in Oklahoma that borders. And there's, I think, one dentist maybe in Colorado. So there's a great big need out there. There's nobody serving the area.
That is so cool. It's awesome, dude. Now, how many days you're working at that one?
So we're at every Monday. Two of my staff hop in the plane with me and we fly out. It's about an hour to get there.
How cool is that?
As long as we don't have horrible weather or something. Unfortunately, every once in a while we get horrible weather and have to drive, and that's about a 3.5 hour drive one way.
Oh, okay.
That makes for a long day. But we're out there every Monday and then every other Friday.
No kidding. You know, and I see you, dude, another 3, 4, I think you'll have 3 or 4 practices down the line. Once you get your systems down, you'll surround yourself with the right people, and I think it's just a certain area that you're in, you could do this. And especially with that damn plane of yours, man, you'll be popping in everywhere, and we're going to get that Honda jet before you know it.
Sounds good.
We get a parachute on it too, just to see if we could do that. That's really awesome, and I just know how good you practice. You've always practiced good, and you're demanding excellence. And thank you for using my lab all these years. And it's really cool because I know you have a lot of options out there, but I think it's helped you too, being young, starting off, and then using my lab, because a lab, can make or break a dental practice. So, I thank you for that, dude, and that's pretty awesome.
I read on Dental Town sometimes about folks that have crown seat appointments that take a while, or they have problems, or people schedule 30 minutes or an hour for a crown seat. And one thing that I think I've been spoiled with, Sean, is I schedule about 5 minutes for my crown seat appointments.
Yeah, baby, that's it.
Sometimes I get a little frustrated if I have to take a burr to a crown or something, and that might happen every 1 out of 10.
Yeah.
And I have to have a little reality check, whoa, a little adjustment every 10th crown or something, that's all right.
Wow.
So, you guys just do a killer job with it.
Oh, dude, but it goes both ways. I appreciate that. But you know what? If you aren't doing everything on your end, it doesn't work, and it comes back to you. But, that's really, really cool. Now, dude, I know you do volunteer work and stuff, quite a bit of that. I know we just did something with you. I'm not sure. Tell me a little bit about what you're doing there. Is that out of the country, or is that in your state? Or tell me a little bit about that. You're going above and beyond and helping out, and I think it's for people in need or something. Tell me a little bit about that, what you're doing, Dr. Hart.
Yeah, so one of my favorite things to do is going on mission trips down to Central or South America. And for the last, probably 14 years or so, I got exposed to it in dental school. Made many, many trips down to Honduras and Nicaragua.
Oh, you're kidding. And, that's cool, dude.
Just recently, the organization I've been going with for the last 5 years or so is Medico. And we're always looking for dentists. So if anybody's out there that's interested in coming down with us, check out medico.org.
Okay. Cool.
Just the last 5 years or so now, we've started going to extremely remote areas on the Gulf Coast of Honduras.
Damn.
And
isn't that scary though? Is it scary, or is it like any of the Somalia dudes, or how's that work? I would be scared a little bit, or maybe not, and maybe it's not that kind of scary, or no?
No, I haven't run into any issues. Unfortunately, Honduras is the deadliest nation in our hemisphere as far as homicides per capita.
Oh,
but they don't target Americans. They don't target tourists. They mostly keep their killing in-house.
Oh, gee, if that's a good thing, I hate to say that's even a good thing, but that's a good thought. If you're going there to help and volunteer, that's good that they think that way, at least. So we've been going out to these really remote areas, and we do dentistry. We take physicians with us. We take kind of a very small, condensed medical team of about 10 people. We got hooked up with some people down there, and we're really making a difference doing not only medical and dentistry, but
we've got some water issues that we've kind of run into, and we're really trying to make a difference for these folks that live right on the coast. And Keating was nice enough to partner with us, and we're changing some lives down there.
That's all. It's our pleasure, dude, helping anyway.